Get ready for the show, it's about to begin. Pro fan talk when we dive right in. Sports talk, hot takes, ain't nothing we lack. We the real fans, nothing holding us back. Mic check, 1, 2, y'all know the drill. We bringing the energy, we keep it real. From touchdowns on liquid air on the slam dunks on the court. Every sport, every game, we holding down the fort. We breaking down the plays, dissecting the stats. Pro fan talk, we keeping it fat. Debating with passion, no filter, no doubt. We the voice of the fans, we scream and we shout. Get ready for the show, it's about to begin. Pro fan talk when we dive right in. Sports talk, hot takes, ain't.
My bad. Had the loop going. We got to hit the game. What's going on, man? Welcome to the Pro Fan Talk. We are late night with Coach and lots of stuff going on. I got a fly in here. I got my electric fly swatter, and I'm gonna get it because right now it's being disrespectful, and it can't get out, so it's got to go somewhere. But you know, when flies land on you, that means they're being disrespectful. So, but what's going on, man? A lot of stuff going on. A lot of stuff happening. You know how to do. We can't never just have nice things. We can't never just get a rest. We just can't. It's always something. You know what I mean? It's always something. Everybody thought we was gonna sign CJ That's a big fat nope. I didn't want that to happen anyways, but we here. So, but Hot Tracks, what's going on? You first out the limo. I appreciate you, man. Chris 3K, Darth Panda, Quentin, Nina. What's up, Nina? Carlos in the building. So yeah, man. They do anything for clicks. Man, listen. Did y'all see that nonsense today from Howard Eskin? Gotta call him out. I don't think Tiffany is in here yet, but I see her reply to my post on Twitter. I'm gonna bring that up in a minute. I got all my stuff back to normal. I had my computer screen at vertical, and it made things weird when I tried to bring it over to OBS. But now I'm back to normal, so I can do that now. So yeah. So here's the close up, and y'all can see. I'm not even gonna try to play it because I ain't got the sound hooked up, and I don't want the copyright anyways. But Eskin said Tanner McKee is the best quarterback right now for the Eagles, and I'm like, man, if you don't get that nonsense out of here, stop with the aura farming already. Man. Like, stop it. It's just like it's ridiculous. It's unnecessary. What's up, Mortis? Yeah, Eskin is a clown, man. He was aura farming big time. He was on because Dan Cilio was like, "Yo, are you like? Let me call you out on this." And I said, "Come on, man. Really? You gonna go there?" But they trying to get them clicks, man. And you know, I try to keep it real, try to keep it 100, try to leave the toxic on the bench. But sometimes they will take you to a place where you don't want to go. I did not see that, Nina. Where was that at? Put a link in the chat if you got it. I did not see that. But I mean, everybody talking about this, man. And here's the thing, and I spoke on this with me and Tone. Check out the Bald Eagles podcast on Tuesdays and Sundays. If you were to give Kevin Patullo a grade, right? After that Giants game, he would have got an F. A lot of people was giving him Fs. A lot of people was not happy with him. You saw the thing with my guy Baldy saying he was predictable and all of that kind of stuff. And while not wrong, while they're not wrong, we're only a couple of passes from being undefeated. That's how I choose to look at it. That's how I choose to look at it. We only a couple passes. And if it was that bad, how did Jalen Hurts have his best day passing? So, Nina, I think the people on the outside looking in are blowing the AJ stuff up because that's all they got to go off of. But it's funny how they go from 0 to 100 real quick. 0 to 100 real quick. Gouda God. I hope I'm saying that right. Gouda Gibby, Gouda God. Keeping it 100. Howard is a clown. Absolutely. And hold on. You my first super chat of the night. I got an animation for the super chats now. Hold on now. Super chat. Yeah. We got animations, man. We getting it done, bro. You know how I do. I don't bless around. Appreciate the super chat, the 499 super chat. Yeah, he was R farming, man. He was R farming. He was looking for clicks. And he did it on Cilio's show. He got his own show he could have brought that up on. But he did that on Cilio's show because Cilio got bigger bandwidth. And I was like, come on, man. Come on. And let me be honest with you. I am not worried about the Vikings at all. At all. Now, I will say I do have concerns about their receivers and our Justin Jefferson and whoever our CB2 is going to be, Adoree Jackson or whatever. Adoree Jackson is now in the same situation that Keely Ringo was in. Because now we're looking at Adoree Jackson as like, yo, I saw how you made that business decision against Scatterboo versus the Giants. That was not a good look. Not a good look whatsoever. So we're going to see what's going to happen next with that. But Adoree Jackson's getting the call. Vic Fangio already said it. So I saw they brought in the what's the guy's name? I don't forgot his name already. We cut Eli Ricks and got this kid. So good kid, good size, 6'1". Come from good stock, but can he play? What happens when you put him on the field? So we're gonna learn. We're gonna learn. So it is what it is. It is what it is. Let me see. Yes, Tariq. Thank you. Thank you. I know he's one of them dudes with 3 names, so I can't remember what his other names were. His last name, middle and last name. Seen a post saying Carter is sluggish. Carter ain't been the same since she hurt his shoulder. So we dealing with injuries with Jalen Carter. He gonna get better when he get better. You can see a clear difference. So hopefully, I don't know if he'll play this week. Our biggest situation right now is injuries, period. We are under the gun right now with Landon Dickinson out, with Cam Jurgens. His back is always hurting him. That's where our biggest issues are right now is on the offensive line. That's where we're hurting the most. And the key position, if your center and your guard, dude, just look at what happened with what we did to the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. Caliendo was a turnstile. And we knew he was going to be a turnstile, but they had no other place that they could go. And they lost. They moved Joe Tooney over from tackle to help him out a little bit, and it didn't work. It didn't work. We ran through him, and we put them bees on Patrick Mahomes. So our defense was that good. We just going through, this is our turn for injuries. Nolan Smith, Nakobe Dean, at least we getting Nakobe Dean right at the most apropos time because we need him back in the worst way because they're going to have to move Jahad Campbell to edge. They're going to have to move some pieces on the board. So we got to do what we got to do. The situation with Adoree Jackson isn't going to change. And I'm hoping the same way I was hoping with Keely Ringo. I'm hoping one day he's just going to turn it around like that's what I'm looking for from my cornerback. I'm hoping. but they got to play the game. They have to play the game. So, I've said this before. The Eagles are not a team where we can just go in and we're going to expect to win and just roll over anybody. And as a matter of fact, there is nobody in the league that has that type of gravitas right now. Nobody. Everybody's getting their teeth kicked in at some point or another. Everybody's getting their teeth kicked in. Everybody gets got. So nobody is a dominant team right now, at least not in my opinion. I keep seeing this fly. He's still being disrespectful because he's flying real low. He's low altitude. I'm going to get him, though. He just flew by the screen. I'm going to get him. I'm going to get him. Come on. Come on. Come on, Cletus. Come on. I'm going to get him. I got it. I got it. I got the fly swatter, man. I got it. Got the electric junk. Oh, there you go. He hovering too. He must be tired because he keep hovering like right here. Because I got the fan going on, so I don't know. Maybe get caught in that wind turn. I don't know. But he gonna there. Oh, he on my screen right now. Hold on. Oh, he over there. He gonna come back. He gonna land on it again. I'm gonna get him. Because I figured the best way to use these things is when you just get it close to them. You don't try to swat them. You just get it close to them, and they back into it. Burn them wings right off. So, but I'm just waiting on it. He gonna screw up. He gonna screw up. He gonna fly a little too close to the sun. Eventually. Let me put this over this side. So, but anyways, I do like the tight end. I agree with you. I like that move too. We'll see what they're gonna do. It's a little early. You got to make sure he knows the offense and all that type of stuff. But we need help in the worst way at tight end. In the worst way. I was watching. I looked at. If you go to, it was the first play in the second quarter. It was the first series, the fourth offensive series. And I watched this play. I'll try to bring it up. I can't run it, but I can bring up the play. It was the fourth series in the game. In the second quarter, another play where A.J. Brown was wide ass open. This wasn't Jalen's fault. Now, to me, this was a play design fault because it looked like the tight end, I think it was Latu. He was on the left, came all the way to the right to block the edge, and he didn't block him. And the dude ended up almost getting Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts managed to get back to the line of scrimmage. But if Jalen has time to throw that ball, A.J. Brown is wide open going across the middle. Wide open. And this wasn't a deep route. This would have been a 3-step drop, but Jalen didn't even have a chance to get the 3 steps. That's how fast it was in. It's the problems that we are having is on our offensive line. Jalen has missed some balls, but for the most part, our offensive line is not doing a good job, and that includes the tight ends. So we got to get better at that. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know. But they better do something. So we still got a lot of ball to play. We got a ton of football to play. Let's see if I can get this in here. We got a ton of football to play. So we got a long while and a good amount of time to get it right. I missed that. What show were they on? They arguing with. See, you can't say that. And here's why I say that. Now, Kurt Warner is somebody that knows what he's talking about. So if they're arguing about quarterbacks, they need to pipe down and shut it up. But this is why Ryan Clark and Peter Schrager got into the beef that they got into. Because you sit at a desk and people shovel stats in front of your face, you think you can talk with people that have the actual experience, and you can't do that. You can't do that. Because they're gonna know some things that you just don't know. They're gonna see some things that you just don't see. I can tell you if a play, if Saquon looked good on a play, and if he had another option, the average person not gonna be able to see that maybe. So, let me see something real quick. All right, I'm gonna attempt to do this. Turn on some extra light here. I might turn it off because it's hot as blazing out here because these lights are hot. But in any case, oh, that was on Twitter. Okay, I got you. But yeah, people do that all the time. They do that all the time. And most of the time, I'm gonna trust the guy that actually played the position. People used to give Dan Orlovsky shit all the time because Dan Orlovsky did not have a good career in the NFL. But Dan Orlovsky played what, 8 years in the league? That's a long time, bro. Even if he was a backup, and people think your acumen as a starting quarterback means you didn't learn the game. You know what I mean? And that's not true. That's not true at all. So there go that fly being disrespectful again. I'm gonna get him. All right, let me see if I can find this play for you. It was the first play in the second quarter. Yep. They listed it as a sack because he didn't get any yards. He got back to the line of scrimmage. All right, let me see if I can do this. There we go. Hold on for a sec. There we go. All right. So you see this right here. I can't even use my telestrator right now. But you see this guy. Let me see. There we go. There you go. Y'all can see my cursor now. So you see, here's your tight end. I think that's Latu, right? This is the guy right here. I believe that's Devontae, that's AJ, and I think Jahan Dotson. I might have that wrong, but I think that's Devontae. This is AJ Brown right here. Okay. Now, watch what happens. You see AJ right here? I can't run it because they'll copyright it. That's why I got to pause it. But you see AJ right here? That's wide open. You see where he's going. Can I reach over there? You see he's coming this way. That ain't gonna work. You can see my still. He's coming this way. He's coming right here. He's coming right here. No, there's nobody in the middle. This guy's gonna be out of position. I'm gonna move it up a couple more frames. The safety bailed. Safety came to his left. This guy is chasing. Look at all of this open field right here. He is wide open. But look at Jalen Hurts. Look at Jalen. He's already in trouble because of this. Here's your tight end. Here's the edge. He does not get that block. They're running the play action pass right here. He does not get the block. Look, all of this traffic right here. He doesn't get the block. This is Saquon. Saquon's going through the line carrying out his fate. He's reaching. The edge is already almost 3 yards in the backfield, and he's not going to get, he does not have a good enough block, and he chases Jalen Hurts out of the pocket. Now Jalen's up here. He didn't even have time to throw. He didn't even have time to throw. Okay, let me see if I can get him. Hold on. Nope. Can't swing at him because I ain't gonna mess up my computer monitor. But I'm gonna get him. Anytime he's landing on the light source right there, he probably gonna go up there. I'm gonna get him. He's still being disrespectful, but I'm gonna get him. So yeah, my ladder's beat a little bit too. But my point is that this is not a Kevin Patullo problem. This is the guy in there has got to execute that block. Now, if you want to look at the scheme of it, why don't you just put Latu in motion and just or line him up to the other side? The problem with that is obviously you don't know how the defense is going to line up, but this is an analytics play. This was the right play against this defense. Because if we would have blocked it correctly, A.J. Brown might score on this play. How many times have we had this situation where if Jalen overthrows the ball, somebody didn't get their block, and one thing that A.J. Brown doesn't run it out, Dallas Goedert doesn't run out the route. One little small thing just screws up the play. Stuff like that has been happening all year. All year. And that is the stuff that adds up. Now, I can say that, and I can also say, yes, some of Kevin Patullo's plays are predictable. However, it's been like that. It's been like that. The obvious example is you look at that play that A.J. Brown ran against the Rams, the same route that Jalen got intercepted in this game. That was the exact same route, except somebody other than A.J. Brown ran it. And it wasn't Jahan Dotson's fault. It was a bad ball by Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts threw it to the inside, and he should have thrown it to the outside. If he throws that ball to the outside between the receiver and the sideline, either he catches it or it's an incomplete pass. But because he threw it on the inside shoulder, the DB drove on the ball, and the DB gets paid too. Got his hands on the ball and took it the other way. We went to that well one too many times. But that is the same play that we ran against the Rams. AJ was not open. AJ was not open on that play. Both of them plays. The DB was right there. But AJ is just that much better of a receiver than that guy was as a DB. So we win that battle because our elite receiver is better than that average defensive back. AJ got his body in front of him, got his hands up, caught the ball, broke the tackle. Then they ran the same play again later in the game, got in front of him, got his hands on the ball, made the guy miss, and turned like a 5-yard gain into a 25-yard splash play. That's the benefit of having A.J. Brown. So everybody that's annoyed with A.J. Brown and talking about getting rid of him and good riddance, y'all going to be mad by yourself because we need that type of stuff in this locker room. The heck with when did we get so sensitive that every little thing bothers you now because he sent out a tweet and all of this and all of that? At the end of the day, when he steps on the field, is he still getting it done? That's the only thing you need to know. But y'all keep listening to this dumb shit. Y'all keep listening to it if you want to. Y'all keep listening to that nonsense if you want to. And it'll be another great player that we chase out of town. How many people, how many teams wish they had our problems? They wish they had our problems. And you got people like Howard Eskin throwing gas on the fire. Yeah, you go ahead and you think that. You go ahead and roll with Tanner McKee. Is Tanner McKee going to take you to the Super Bowl? Does Tanner McKee win that game against the Chiefs? With his legs? Nah. People still don't want to give dual threat quarterbacks their respect yet. They still don't want to do it. They still don't want to do it. If Josh Allen wins a game with his legs, they just want to call him gutsy. Jalen Hurts does it, still got to throw the ball better. Justin Herbert does it. It's gutsy again. He found a way to win. He found everything that Jay Hurts has been doing. Everybody else gets away with it. With him, he still got to pass better so he don't have to run so much. There's always a but with it. Done with that. I don't agree with that at all. And I say it like this because Sirianni has shown me. People don't want to agree with it because they're looking at other things, in my opinion. Sirianni has shown me he's got what it takes to succeed in this league. He's got what it takes. Remember when everybody was bitching about him being the CEO coach? What does that mean? What is he going to do? What is it? Like, y'all underestimate what it means. You got to be able to steer the ship. We went through the same stuff in 23. We went through some of the stuff last year on the way to the Super Bowl. Why does everybody think all of a sudden that everything you do on your team is supposed to be perfect? It's not. Everybody got issues. Everybody got issues. The only difference is everybody doesn't have our media landscape like in Philadelphia or New York. LA don't even have it like us because we hard-nosed. The Northeast is hard-nosed and don't take no shit from nobody when it comes to the media. They're not like that in LA. They're not like that in San Francisco. They're not like that in Vegas. They're not like that in Kansas City. They're not like that in Minnesota. They're definitely not like that in Miami. Texas is a different beast. Sometimes they go hot and cold. They bipolar down in Texas. Sometimes in Dallas, they drink the Kool-Aid. Sometimes they don't. Houston, they're not like that at all. They nice in Houston. Dallas is just different because it's a circus down there. But they don't have it like Boston. They don't have it like New York. They don't have it like Philly. Our media does not play. But sometimes that passion messes with their brain a little bit. And everybody thinks that they're right. And the only difference is when you on the mic. I heard Martin Lawrence say this one time when I was watching Def Comedy Jam years ago. They always had hecklers in the crowd, and it was Flavor Flav in the box. Remember they used to put the spotlight on the balcony, and that's where they would put all the celebrities on that one little balcony. They used to stick out. They used to look like the guys from the Muppet Show. And Flavor Flav was going back and forth with Martin Lawrence, and Martin was like, Flav, you can't mess with me when I'm on the mic. It's the same way on the radio. They could be 14 karat crazy or 100% wrong, but because they on the mic, everybody's going to believe it, or at least most people will. So you just got to be careful of that, man. And you get people spreading this mess around, and it's like, come on, man. Y'all got to do better than that. You got to watch the tape. Stop just putting, somebody stuffing papers in front of your face with numbers on them. Because most of the guys on the radio, and I'm taking the ex-players out of the Ike and John Ritchie and Big Hugh, Seth, all of those guys, I know they watch film. But most of those other guys, they do not. They watch broadcast football, and they think they can gather something out of that. Can't do it. You got to go deeper. And just because, Greg Cosell said it. Baldy said it. And the only thing they do is they just rip off of what everybody else said. It's like being in a business meeting. You in one of your meetings at work, and there's always that guy on your job that he never has something to say, but he always wants to piggyback off somebody else. He wants to piggyback on the same comment that somebody else said. And he going to say exactly the same thing. He ain't going to come up with nothing new. But because he piggybacked it, that's what they do. I heard 4 times a day about what Baldy said, about it being predictable. 4 times a day. Everybody says the same thing. Everybody sees the same thing. But ain't nobody bothering to do their own homework. Nobody, they just go by what's popular, and so it must be true. You still got to do your homework, man. Seth said what he said a couple days ago when he put the whole AJ Brown thing to bed, and I agree with him 100%. 100%. So I know that it's been twice where Eagles players got a problem with something that Seth said. Because if y'all remember when Slay had a problem when Seth said he couldn't tackle? And guess what? Seth was 100% right. Because I ain't going to lie. I felt some kind of way when Slay came at Seth. I was like, hold on now. You messing with my teammate. Hold on, time out. And if there's one thing that I know Seth has experience in talking about and is an expert in, it's tackling. Because he's one of the baddest linebackers in the league when he was playing. So I thought it was funny that Slay got all upset that somebody said something to him. And AJ kind of had the same reaction, like the old heads and the OGs can't say nothing. Like, bruh, it's all about the truth. We ain't got nothing but love for you. We want to see you succeed. I certainly don't want to see you leave, but Seth was 100% right. Some of this tweeting shit got to stop because we wasn't built that way. We didn't do that shit in the 90s. The beauty about the 90s was if somebody had something bad to say about you from the Philadelphia Inquirer, that joker was going to be in the locker room that week. Beat reporters were in the locker room because there was no internet. So they had to come see you. They couldn't write the article and, post it online or put it on Twitter and never have to come in the locker room. Never have to see anybody face to face. If they wrote something about you, they had to come see you. So there was a measure of respect because them dudes knew they was going to catch hell because sometimes it was true. Most of the times it was true. Sometimes it wasn't. And there were some uncomfortable conversations. But the one thing you cannot argue with is the truth because it's going to always come back to truth. So ain't nothing you can do about that, but it's just different now. It's different now. There's nobody wants to have a conversation. It's either my way or the highway. It's either you believe what I believe or we're not friends and you're not a fan and everybody goes 0 to 100. There's no in between anymore. And everybody, let me be honest with you, and this is with Philadelphia as well. A lot of Philadelphia fans are just too damn sensitive. Too damn sensitive. Like, can't nobody say nothing bad about Jalen? Yes, the hell I can, because I'm watching tape. That don't mean that I don't think Jalen Hurts is the best quarterback for the city. And that don't mean I'm not riding with Jalen Hurts. That just means he played a bad game, and I'm going to call him out on it. And there go that fly right there. And let me see. And he's dead. Sparks and everything. I love it. Love that thing. Let me text my wife. Got him. Got him. She probably, if she watching the stream, she'll know I got him. Oh my God. It's too much. But yeah, man. All the rhetoric around AJ Brown, and I knew it was gonna happen. We not my wife says she saw it. We not starting that stuff with AJ Brown. It's somebody in the national media, somebody on Get Up, somebody on Good Morning Football. They put it out there. Is AJ Brown looking for a trade? No, we not looking for a trade. No, we not trying to trade him either. But they done already put that narrative out there. They already put it out there. So now everybody's running with it. We ain't saying shit. Amazon. Good old Amazon. I love it. Yo, you think this thing is good for flies? I killed a spider with this thing. It was a big spider on the outside of the house. This thing, it was right by our floodlights. So a lot of moths, a lot of stuff. So this spider must have been eating good for a while because this spider was huge. Man, I hit that thing with this. The pop that this thing generated when it killed that spider, you would have thought I launched a grenade or something. It was that, like, I felt it. Felt like I hit a real tennis ball. Like, that was tangible. That was satisfying. So don't sleep on the electric fly swatters. But don't hurt yourself either. So, but yeah, man, we talk too much. People in Philadelphia talk too much. And I mean, and this goes for everybody. Now, this is not indicative of only Philadelphia. This is everybody. Any sports talk radio does this to a certain degree. Is that everybody wants to think that they are right. They have all the answers. They got their opinion is, and like sometimes I wish that, and the bad part about it is these guys that are on the mic, these guys that are always talking, all the media heads, there's no way that they will ever be tested. There's no way that they would ever they just talk shit, and there's no way they can do that with impunity because there's no way that they're going to be in a situation where their knowledge and their acumen is tested. It's not going to happen. So they're free to talk and say whatever they want to say. That's the bad part about it. Darth Panda, I agree with you 100%. We do not need CJ Gardner-Johnson back. I agree. That ship has sailed. Because he can't play corner. He's a safety. He's not fast enough. He's not fast enough. He can come up and get a big hit. He can come up and make a big play and be physical and make the tackles. But covering, nah, we good. We good. So they got to get this. They gotta get this better. The Eagles do, and it's not a complicated fix. It's not a complicated fix. When you keep here, because here's the buzzword now. We got to get on the same page. That's the buzzword. That's not what's happening. That's not what's happening. Jalen Hurts is missing some throws. Not a lot of them. But when he does, that's an opportunity to score. Got to get better at that. And I believe he can. Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert, A.J. Brown. When's the last time they jumped off sides, lining up in formation? Drive killers. Got to get better at that. That has nothing to do with being on the same page. That's a concentration thing. And that's not Kevin Patullo's fault. Offensive line, Cam Jurgens, Landon Dickerson, Tyler Steen. They got to do a better job. Tyler Steen, he's been solid. He's been solid. He's had some good days and some bad days, but for the most part, I believe I would give Tyler Steen a B, a solid B for his play. On the other side, Dickerson is hurt. Brett Toth, been problematic. And everybody knows every team we play is going to attack that gap. Just like every team we play is going to throw the ball at Kelee Ringo if he's in the game. That's what they're supposed to do. The Vikings this week, Carson Wentz, I'm looking Adoree Jackson square in the eye. I'm coming right at you. I'm bringing the noise right down your pipe. Until you show me that you can play. Until if Kelee Ringo gets in there again, until Kelee Ringo shows me that he can play, I'm going at him every play. Y'all remember what happened 2 years ago with James Bradbury in 23? That game in Seattle, 8 plays in a row. Until you show me otherwise, I'm coming at you every chance I get. And I said it when we won that game against Dallas. When Jalen Hurts struggled against the zone, and we didn't have no routes going across the middle, opening things up, and Saquon wasn't running the ball, I said it back then. Everybody's going to watch film on the Dallas Cowboys, and they're going to do the same thing to Jalen Hurts. It's exactly what happened. It's exactly what happened. So, if you remember last year, we flipped that switch. What, week 5, week 6? And remember, last year it was week 5 because we were 2-2. Remember? And Mailata and Lane Johnson went to Kellen Moore and was like, "Hey, we need to be running the ball," and then they flipped that switch. Kellen Moore was trying to do the same thing with the offense. He was trying to throw the ball everywhere. Jalen has gone up a little bit because the last couple years, at least to me, it seemed like if Jalen threw the ball more than 25 times in a game, we were going to have problems. Now he can go 30 to 35 and we good. We good. We just got to get the offensive line healthy. If we healthy, we'll be able to start running the ball. But until then, we need some screens, and we got to get Jalen out of the pocket and just let him take off. Unscripted runs. Do it. Just like you did in the Super Bowl. It forces the defense to stay honest. Listen, here's the thing with Reed Blankenship. Just like on defense, everybody's got enough time to scheme on them. You're going to have some good days and bad days, but Reed Blankenship is still solid back there. And this is the one thing I continue to say this. What's up, Tiff? I will continue to say this. The other guys get paid too. Never forget that. I don't care what their stats are. I don't care if you think they sorry. The other guys get paid too. So, yes, somebody's going to have a game against Reed Blankenship and Andrew Makuba and Cooper DeJean and everybody else we got in that secondary. Eventually, we going to get got. It happened to us last year. The only difference is last year, we had more going for us with the offensive line. The offense was clicking. Everything was working on offense. Did nothing change. Listen, we were predictable last year, but they couldn't stop us. I said this to Tone on Tuesday. Like, when I was in college, breaking all them records at Eastern Kentucky, 6.5 yards a carry. I could tote that rock. Everybody that came into Richmond, Kentucky knew who was getting the ball. Number 40 is getting the ball, and they still could not stop me. It's the same thing. If A.J. Brown was at X instead of Jahan Dotson and Jalen throws that pass, does Jalen Brown catch? Does A.J. Brown catch that ball? Even if it's a bad ball? That's one of A.J. Brown's superpowers. So we can't worry about it being predictable. There's two things that can change this offense around right now. Number one, Jalen Hurts got to hit the open man. He got to be a little bit better at hitting the routes. I don't know what his progressions are. I don't know. Does he go left to right? Is A.J. Brown always the number one? And if A.J. Brown's the number one, who's the number two? And I'm saying that because if A.J. Brown is lined up at Z all the way on the right side, if he's the number one, if he's the first look, who's the second look? Meaning, are they coming backside, or are they progressing around? Is it outside to middle to outside again? Like, is it A.J. Brown, Dallas Goedert in the middle, then go back to Devontae Smith, who was at the slot, who's slanting across the middle? Like, how are they progression? Is it 1-2-3? Is it 1-3-2? Like, there's a lot of questions with that. So I can't just say that Jalen is missing everybody, because, again, if you look at those passes to A.J. Brown and the one that got intercepted from the Giants, Jalen threw that ball out of the break. That means he didn't look anywhere else. He knew he was going to that location. He knew it. And unfortunately, the Giants knew it too because they've been watching film. They've been watching film. They understand it. You already know, man. What do you think the Giants did all week? They watch a film just like everybody else. Everybody else. Our biggest problem right now is our offensive line. And Jalen is right there with him. Jalen can get fixed. Offensive line is a little bit more a different prospect and a little bit more difficult because you're talking about injuries. You're talking about injuries and who's the next man up. Because the next man up, McKee Becton stepped in and nobody saw that coming. Nobody saw that coming. They laughed at us for signing McKee Becton because he didn't do jack squat in New York. Why? How did he become so good here, but he couldn't do it there? The talent was still there. That goes into the coaching. We got Jeff Stoutland, the best in the business, and it's been proven time and time again. But Jeff Stoutland can't help injuries. That's not a technique thing. That's your legs won't move. That's your back is hurting. Can't do nothing about that. The next man up has got to be ready. Brett Toth has got to have a good game. We got to have a game where we don't know that Brett Toth is even there. That's what you want from your offensive lineman. You never hear about them because the only time you hear about offensive linemen is if it's a holding call or they gave up a sack. So Brett Toth needs to become invisible. But it's going to take some work because everybody's going to attack his gap. So, Alfredo, listen, every play is different. In my opinion, on that play that Jalen Hurts got the pick, I think A.J. Brown was the decoy because he's usually in that spot at the X on that left side. So maybe he was a decoy. I don't know. But that DB played it right and got his hands on the ball. I agree Pryor should be playing instead of Toth, but Jeff Stoutland ain't making that move for some reason. And I trust Jeff Stoutland. If he says Toth has got to start, Toth has got to start. Until I see otherwise. Now, if he throws Matt Pryor in there and Matt Pryor holds his own, then now we're going to be looking at Stoutland like, yo, what's up with your boy? Last resort. Yeah, we'll see. But, hey, when it's time for you to step up, you got to step up, period. That's just the way it goes. That's just the way it goes. You got to step up. Hey, why you call him Tooth? Why you call him Tooth? That's funny. Tooth. We've got problems, but we got solvable problems. I'll drop the link in the chat. Everybody has a turn. Everybody gets a turn. And it's our turn for the injuries. It's our turn it's our turn for Howie Roseman to whiff a couple times in the free agents. We thought everything was good with Zadarius Smith, and then he just upped and bounced on us. Just deuced us and was gone. Still haven't really heard anything. Haven't heard any rumors. Nothing like that. Did he just get to the end of his rope? What, everybody's naturally going to have questions, but he was playing well. Everybody liked him. So it was just one of those things. Chris, what's going on, man?
What it do, Coach? You got me?
I'm gonna let you hit it, and then I gotta let you go because I'm gonna keep it clear.
Oh, got you. Hey, man, I was just gonna say, I'm glad you touched on that little Howard Eskin thing. That was crazy. I peeped that the other day, man. I don't know what it is with Jalen, and you would think a guy that has the resume that he got, you would think he's earned a little bit more respect than what guys like that say. But it's crazy. I don't know whether or not it's for clicks or whatever it is, but man, I
I don't
don't
know.
know. I don't get it.
I don't know. Usually Big Seals is the one coming up with some of that crazy stuff, but this one he was just as surprised. And I was like, come on with this nonsense, Howard. You've been here long enough. But Howard's one of them ones. He know how the sausage is made.
Oh,
So he did that on purpose. He wasn't stupid.
man,
So,
that's a trip, man. I don't know, man. I just for that to even be a topic is crazy. But I think what you said too about the offensive line is true, man. I think that's where a lot of the issues on the team, especially offensively, that's where a lot of it is stemming from. If we can, obviously health is the first thing, but if they can kind of get away to get some decent protection on a consistent basis and get some, some of the run game stuff solved, then I think, you'll see a better output and more, we'll see a lot closer to what this team is capable of. But
right.
I think, they said, they sounded pretty upbeat in some of the interviews I've seen from earlier today, AJ and Jalen and all of them. So maybe they know something we don't. Hopefully for the better of the team, and hopefully they can come back Sunday and get back on the right track.
I think they will. I have no concerns over Minnesota. I just don't. I just don't. My only concern is CB2 still. But
yeah.
I think Jalen Carter back.
Yeah, he said he'll play Sunday.
Yeah, but I need to know what that shoulder looks like.
Yeah. He
so
said
we'll be able to see in the game. We'll be able to see in the game. Is he gonna be a game plan? Is he gonna be a double team? That's what we need to know.
Yeah. Because he said as far as his heel, he said he was close to playing last week, but he just didn't. I'm pretty sure some of the turf had something to do with that.
Yeah.
But hopefully they come, hopefully Sunday they come ready to go and start putting some of this noise to sleep. And some of it, like you said, even with the AJ stuff, it really was more the national media creating that stuff than real issues. But that's that's that I've been kind of going back and forth with some folks about that, like the AJ stuff, and some of that stuff has been way overblown. But nonetheless, hopefully they can get back to a Sunday and get back on the right track.
Yes, sir.
Yep. But all right, Coach, I know you gotta get to the next thing, so I'm gonna respect your time, and I'll be in the chat for sure.
You got it, man. Appreciate you.
Appreciate you. Go Birds.
Go Birds. AJ Jones. Do we turn around and forgive KP before the playoff starts? Absolutely. If we get to the playoffs, absolutely. Because what that means is what he was doing was working. However you want to look at it. You might have ideas that you think might work better, but his way was working. You might not like him, but he was 4-0. He started his first season as an offensive coordinator 4-0. It was ugly how he got there, but he got there. So listen, you make it to the playoffs, that's what you're supposed to do. That's what you're supposed to do. We got another super chat. Common complaint about Jalen is he holds the ball too long. If he held the ball longer, maybe he wouldn't have thrown the pick. Yeah, I hear that. But I'm not going to worry about it too much because he's thrown one interception this year. One. Would you want the 3 or the 4 like Josh Allen and like Justin Herbert and everybody else that they want to rank in front of Jalen Hurts? Do you want those games where he got 2 and 3 turnovers? Do you want him fumbling the ball like Jaden Daniels and throwing a pick in the red zone like Jaden Daniels? No. Let that man do what he do. How he's doing it. Everybody wants it to look a certain way. And when it doesn't, they got problems with it. And you know what? If you're going to be mad, you just be mad by yourself. So I'll take Jalen the way he dropped 283 yards and threw a pick. It happens. It was bound to happen eventually. It was bound to happen. We didn't like it. I didn't like it. I wish the ball was better. Woulda, coulda, shoulda. It was bound to happen. And there might be another one coming. But at the end of the day, if Jalen Hurts hits on that pass to AJ, we're not worried about the pick. And I'm saying that to say he gonna have his moments. Ups and downs. Everybody gonna have the ups and downs. You want more good days than bad days. You heard all the cliches, all of that type of stuff. But at the end of the day, all I need Jalen Hurts to do is when the big play comes, I need you to make the throw. That's it. And the last couple of weeks, the last 2 weeks, he's missed some of those big play throws. He's made some of the big play throws. He's made them. The touchdown to Saquon, that was a big play throw. The back shoulder to A.J. Brown, that was a big play throw. He's still making them, but it gets overshadowed about all the other stuff. AJ, here's what people forget. Kevin Patullo calls the plays like he's never been an offensive coordinator before because he hasn't. And you got to remember that. These are the lumps that you got to take to become a good coordinator. You got to go through this stuff. He just got to weather the storm. We might be talking a whole different ball game come week 10. That's the way it goes. He's got to take his lumps. He's got to get that experience. Everybody has to go through this. Everybody. It's just our turn. It's our turn. Look at the Bills. Look at Jordan Love. Look at Cam Ward. I mean, for goodness sake, Daniel Jones is having a banner year right now. Baker Mayfield, people are looking at him like he's the MVP right now. You never know how this is going to play out. The only thing you can do is just keep playing. Because it really can't get worse. It can only get better. What do you think they've been practicing in practice all week? Are they practicing jump off sides? Are they practicing to drop the ball? Is Jalen Hurts practicing overthrowing receivers? No. They're trying to tighten everything up. Unfortunately, the way it manifests on the field on Sunday isn't always favorable. And you just gotta log more good days than bad days when it comes to that. I got a question for you, Efrado. How do you find out then? How do you find out? Everybody's not going to be knocking it out of the park their first time. You got to take your lumps. You got to take your lumps. You look at Mike Flores. You look at Mike McDaniels. You look at Josh McDaniels. You look at Aaron Glenn in New York. Hell of a coach. Hell of a coordinator. Head coach. Now you get that step up in responsibility. You go from passing game coordinator, now you're the offensive coordinator. It's a little bit more pressure. And the things expected are a little bit heavier. So the demand is there. It'll never change. Heavy is the crown. You got to wear it. You got to get to that spot. And you got to execute. You got to execute. I'm with you. We missed Steichen. But guess what? Steichen wanted to be a head coach. What you going to do? He got to go for his. I want to win the Super Bowl too. And all you got to remember is all we got to do is make it to the playoffs. That's what we got to do. If you make it to the playoffs, everybody's slate is wiped clean. And everybody's at the starting gate again. You got to take care of business when it's time to take care of business. That's it in a nutshell. There's no two ways about it. There's no shortcuts. You got to win the ball. You got to win the ball game when you got to win the ball game. You can't keep making the same mistakes like Detroit, going for it on fourth down, taking points off the boards, things like that. You want to be a gunslinger? Eventually, it's going to catch up with you, and it's going to cost you. And you see what happened. And you never know how these games in the beginning will affect the ones at the end. If your record is a such and such, well, you get a wild card game, or you miss the playoffs, and it's coming. It's coming. These other teams wish they had our problems. They wish they had our problems. Brian, I'm indifferent to that. I need Landon Dickerson to play at a high level. That's what I need. It needs to be more than just him playing. We'll see what they're going to do. They got to make some changes, though. Let Jalen run off script. Let him call it as he sees it at the line of scrimmage. That's the best way you can do it. Best way to do it. So, but all right, man, I'm going to get up out of here. Good conversation, man. Keeping it hot. Keeping it hot. Listen, y'all in the chat. I'm trying to leave the mics open so y'all can come on and say your piece. So don't get scared. Don't get scared. But I'm definitely gonna get up out of here. This was a good conversation, man. Chris 3K, I appreciate you, bro. The super chats, Goody Gibby, 24 Birds, appreciate the super chats. I'm not worried this week. Not in the least. Gonna go down there, handle business, blow the gala horn, and then we're gonna walk up out of there. So, all right, man. That was it. Appreciate you. Thank you for coming in the chat. Y'all kept it live, and we look to do it again tomorrow. All right. Who's definitely got to do it tomorrow because the Bengals are on Thursday Night Football. I know it'll probably be a shit show, but I got to support the hometown. So, plus, I want to see Joe Flacco play. As funny as that sounds. But I'm going to get up out of here, man. I appreciate everybody coming in the chat. Thank you. Let's keep this thing growing. We grinding and growing. All right. I'm going to see you next time. Go Birds.